Hello, friends. Good evening. I'm your host, Dr. Sanjit Singh, and today I will be talking on the topic Master Production Scheduling, which is a part of operations management. Master scheduling or master production scheduling is a part of operations management activities, which is also called as planning and control. From the given From the given diagram, we come to know that master scheduling is the second level activity which comes after sales and operations planning. Sales and operations planning is an overall business planning by which the top management of an organization and their executive teams collaborate to ensure that all departments are balanced and functioning properly. Sales and operations planning gives an idea to the management how much sales volume is required to fulfill the demand in a period of time. And in order to fulfill this, what are the operational requirements and operational planning that has to be done? Therefore, the outcome of sales and operations planning is that it gives an idea about the overall capacity of production, the manpower, and the materials required, and also other resources required for implementing the operational plan. Master scheduling is the second level, and it starts where certain operational planning ends. Master scheduling gives an idea of the schedule of the output of the products in terms of time and quantity uh, to meet the customer's requirement. The information output of master scheduling further helps in planning the material requirement for starting the actual production activity. But in today's discussion, I am going to limit my talk to master scheduling only. Master scheduling or master production scheduling is nothing but it's a kind of a table or a chart which gives you a detailed planning about the production outputs of the product in terms of volume and timing as per the requirement or the order of the customer. Hence, master production schedule help us in tracking and controlling the timing and the quantity of production of the products as per the requirement of the customer. It also serves as a checkpoint for check customers' orders. It also serves as a checkpoint to check out whether the actual customer has been met at a given point of time. So it actually helps us to balance out the forecasted demand, actual demand, and production activity. Thus, it serves as a tool which bridges the gap between the marketing and operations. This diagram shows the link between the SOP, that is sales and operations, and the MPS, master production schedule. From this diagram, we can understand that as an sales and operations planning is a kind of a rough cut plan or a broad overall plan whereby the annual demand is being distributed in the monthly demand output. In this diagram, we can see that sales and operations planning gives an idea about the overall broad planning of how sales is going to be fulfilled by the output. Uh, uh, the annual demand is broken down into the monthly demand, and then the output is planned monthly or bi-monthly to meet the demand. This broad plan is further broken down into more detailed planning in MPS, Master Production Schedule. So this MPS chart gives us an idea how the monthly requirement of 200 units given in the SOP plan is further broken down into week-wise planning for the month of January. And this is an example of a product which is used for mowers, mowing the lawn. So these are three types of lawn mowers: the push mower, self-propelled, and riding. So these 200 quantity which is required to fulfill the demand is broken down into further week-wise demand of each of these products. So this gives you a detailed picture of the actual output required to fulfill the demand every week in each of the product category. And therefore, a production schedule is a kind of record which gives you the information uh, of the following points, which gives you information on the following points: the demand, the forecasted demand, the orders booked, then the projected inventory levels, and the production quantity required to fulfill the forecasted demand and the booked orders, and available to promise quantities, which means the units still available to fulfill the customer after meeting the booked orders. And in planning production schedule, the first two components which is required is the forecasted demand and the actual demand. Booked orders is the actual demand, and out of these two, we take the maximum quantity as the projected requirement for calculating MPS. After the forecasted demand and the actual booked orders, the next thing we want to know, we want to have in the MPS record is the ending inventory. Ending inventory is calculated by using this formula. The ending inventory of the current time period is equal to the ending inventory of the previous period plus the MPS quantity minus the maximum of the projected requirement. Now, what is the MPS quantity? Let's see. The MPS quantity is the amount of the product, the amount or quantity of the product which will be finished at the end of the uh, beginning of each of the weekly planning, which is shown in the master schedule. Now, we need one more information in the master production schedule or master schedule is available to promise. Available to promise is the volume or the quantity of the items which we have in our hand after the customer booked order is made, and it's usually calculated in between two MPS schedule. And the formula of calculating ATP available to promises the previous ending inventory of the previous period plus MPS quantity of this period minus sum of all the orders booked before the next MPS schedule. Now, let us try to do an exercise in order to understand how MPS schedule is estimated. We have taken an example of a product which is backpack, where in this table the given information is 2 months schedule, request schedule is given, whereby we have the information of forecasted demand, booked orders, now and production schedule, master production schedule of units of outputs which will be available in the beginning of the weeks mentioned in this diagram. And in this diagram we can see that the production schedule is planned tri-weekly. That is, at every 3 weeks the production is concluded to give an output in the beginning of that particular week. That is, for example, for 1,500 units of outputs will be available in the beginning of September week number 38. Now let us calculate first the projected ending inventory in the first column, that is the week number 37. According to the formula to calculate projected ending inventory, we need to add the previous period's ending inventory, that is week number 36 ending inventory, which is 2000 units, plus the master production schedule of the current week, number 37. Mm. And we can say we don't have any MPS schedule on 37. So we will only take 2000 units of the ending inventory on the week before, that is week 36. So we minus the maximum of the demand, maximum demand out of the two demand given here, the forecasted demand and the booked orders. Booked orders are the actual demand. So out of these two, one forecasted demand is having higher quantity, higher in number of quantities, number of products. So we deduct forecasted demand from the ending inventory. So 2000 minus 1500. So the projected inventory in hand should be 500. So we should write 500 here. So in order to check out if our calculation is right or wrong, we let us take to the slide where the result is given. Yeah, we get the right answer here. It is 500. Same as this, we continue the process repetitively to calculate the next week's, that is week number 38, projected ending inventory by using the same formula, the same step. That is the previous ending inventory 500 plus master production schedule, if any. But we have this time, that is 4,500. So we add them both, add both of them together, then we get 5,000, and we have to minus the maximum out of these two demand, and here it is 1,505. So after deducting 1,505 from 5,000, we get 3,495. Likewise, we continue calculating using the same step, same technique, same method. Here, the ending inventory, the week number 38 is 3,495. So if you want to calculate the ending inventory of the next week, week number 39, then what we do is we deduct the maximum demand out of these two from the previous ending inventory. So 3,495 minus 1,500, we get 1,995. Likewise, we continue calculating the projected ending inventory of each of the week. So this is a figure given here in bold uh, text. Now let us calculate available to promise. So available to promise, how to calculate? Let us first let us calculate the available to promise the of the first column, that is week number 37. So how this 578 came is, since there is no production schedule in this week, we have taken the previous week's ending inventory, which is week number 36, and the ending inventory was 2000 units. So we minus 2000 units, we deduct the order books uh, before the next MPS. All the order book till or before the next MPS schedule, all for all the weeks before the next MPS schedule. So the next MPS schedule is week number 38. So order book, there is only one order book before that, which is 1,422. So we deduct it from 2,000. So we get the answer 578. Okay. From the next ATP or available to promise calculation, we don't take the ending inventory anymore. We deduct the order book from the master production schedule. So this master production schedule of having a quantity of 4,500 will cover this week's demand plus next 2 weeks demand. That means 3 weeks. And so how we will calculate is, we'll take this MPS 4,500 quantity minus the order books for all the 3 weeks, starting from week number 38. That is 38, 39, and 40 weeks order book. All these three figures will be deducted from 4,500. And finally, we'll get this figure, which is below 4,500, 2,264. So likewise, we calculate the same for week number 41, whereby the master production schedule quantity is 4,000 units. So we deduct uh, the three booked orders of 980, 853, and 534 from 4,000, and the resulting quantity is 1,633. Likewise, the same for week number 44. So this is the end of a very short video whereby I had explained how to calculate the MPS, master production schedule, and especially the projected ending inventory and available to promise quantities. Thank you for watching the video.